You put the photovoltaics on top of your business, right? So this is the old post part. Take a typical campus building. I don't know what that is exactly. How much would that cost you can just give me the size of your building or whatever,
okay,
where you've done that.
Sure. Our building is 30,000 square feet. We've presently got 30 kW installed. That maybe represents 10% of our total building load. We've done a lot on the energy efficiency side, though, to make that possible. But obviously, with the acres of rooftops that most of the universities here have, I mean, in my opinion, you should probably be talking about megawatts and not kilowatts. And you've heard of the Senate Bill 221 and the requirement that 25% of all energy generated in the year 2025 by the investor-owned utilities will have to come from advanced energy. Half of that has to come from renewable energy. Only 0.5% has to come from solar. How are we going to mainstream solar if only 0.5% has to be that? So in my mind, that's a minimum threshold. That's just to be able to play in the game against our competitors elsewhere in the States. But we should be thinking, in my opinion, about a 10 times that, or even 100 times that. So not 0.5%, but maybe as much as 5% of our total energy generated. And so you, as users of energy on your campus, could be thinking, well, 5 to 10% maybe in 10, 15 years could be coming from solar if we implemented an aggressive rollout of solar PV.
If I could just briefly add to that, the challenge that universities have in deploying renewable energy, one of the challenges is that a significant amount of renewable energy is incentivized in the country via a federal tax credit. So that doesn't help universities. So that's why a third-party ownership model, which is financed by somebody else, usually makes most sense for a university. And I can tell you today that we are seeing cash flow positive projects. So we put solar on the roof. It's done via third-party ownership, whether that be a power purchase agreement or via leasing. There's no cost up front, and you're saving on utility bills from day one. The real big savings really comes in as you look at the escalation rate. So here in Central Ohio, we know it's, I think, 8% next year, 8% the year after, maybe 9% the year after. Up in First Energy territory, it's higher. That's just what we know. I mean, those are on the books. So what these third-party ownerships allow you to do is save a little bit of money today, but have that portion that you use be fixed over the life of the contract. And that can be a real benefit that adds up to hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars in energy cost over time. So the answer to cost is usually nothing up front if you find the right sort of financing.
Yes.